Hello? Hey guys, is it working? Let's see. So far, nobody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday night. I was a little bit hoping to not have to do a broadcast tonight. I'm just so. I had to work my real job today, which sounds crazy out of context, but I don't normally work Mondays. Mondays are my day off. And everyone's out for summer vacations, so I had to pick up a shift, which is fine. That's what you get to do when you're in charge. But also, I'm just really burnt out. And then there was just a lot of sim stuff today, and there's been a ton of cat stuff, so I'm just burnt out. So anyway, I wasn't going to do a broadcast. But then David Faulkner was like, hey, can you do a broadcast on Monday like you usually do? And I was like, eh. Then I was like, fine. And then he was like, I'm running in none of those races that you're broadcasting. And I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to do the regular one. So sorry, David. You didn't get what you wanted, but at least we're doing calls. So that's exciting. Definitely blame David in like the good way and the bad way. So we do have four races tonight, starting with the Canadian Breeders' Stakes in Canada. This is the final leg of the Canadian Triple Crown. None of the previous winners are in it, I do believe. Or I don't believe. One of those things. So we have a field of 8. They're going a mile and a half on the grass. And number 1 for Carl Smythe is Kiss Knight, a homebred son of the Dark Knight who's 2 for 6 lifetime, was 5th in the French Derby last out behind Star Gold. Last victory was last year in a listed stake. Number 2, Un Truco Barato. Kelly Haggerty homebred, who is by Dream Police. That's an underutilized stallion. 2 for 5 lifetime. Broke his maiden with a 92 and then won a grade 1 to cap his juvenile season with a 94, and that was over a mile and a 16th. Since then, he has been a frustrating 4th and 5th. Got it all back together with a barrier trial last out. Let's see if that holds. Number 3 for Dave Trainer is the Nick Gilmore bred Stargold. The son of Coltrane is 6 for 8 lifetime. On paper, he looks to be pretty classy compared to this group. He has won 4 in a row, including the Indian Derby and the French Derby last out. That was over this mile and a half distance, but it was on a yielding turf course. Number 4 for Danny Derby, Crimson Warlord. The son of Grogu is 2 for 5. He was 7th against older horses in the Pellegrini last out. The winner of that race, John Wick, is coming back in the Chicago Million later tonight. He did win a grade 3 over the mile and a half, week 6. Number 5, Compact Saxon for Willie Carson. Carol Hansen bred the son of Impacts, who's 2 for 8. Has been top 3 in 6 of those 8 starts, coming off a non-winners of 2. Number 6, Pacifique for Katie Stepanian. The son of Be Right There is 3 for 7. Someone, if they wanted to roast me and probably make me cry, should go back through all the old broadcasts and just made an audio track of me being like, bleh, 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 because that's how I react to messing up. I don't know how real announcers do it. I'm a disaster. This guy won a grade 3 last out in Peru. Before that was 6th in a grade 1 in Chile. Hasn't won since, well, that last race, but before that, won 2 in a row as a juvenile, including with a 90 speed figure. Number 7, Lucuma for Cesarez. This is a filly, the alone filly in the race. The daughter of Impacts is 2 for 8. Has been top 3 in 7 of those 8 efforts, coming off a second place effort behind the mighty Cinema in the London Derby. Rounding out field number 8, Sweet Like Justice for Louise Bayou. This is an Alexander Jasmine bred. Oh, it's one of the August Rodin babies that you could have bought. This one is 3 for 7 lifetime. He won a non-winners of 3 last out. Before that was 10th in the Bunbury, but he is a stakes winner, and that's your field. Did you guys get your bets in? You guys bet. I'm going to drink my Fresca. Fresca, Fresca. All right. Let's do it. Betting pool closes at $2,200. The field for the Canadian Breeder Stakes is set to go. And they're off. Maybe one step slow for Compact Saxon, but otherwise it was a perfect beginning. And there's Stargold flashing speed and moving out quickly to lead a length from Sweet Like Justice on the outside and then Compact Saxon. Those three getting away from the rest early, Pacifique and Kiss Knight on the rail. Crimson Warlord, Un Truco Barato, and on the back of the pack is Lacuma. So it is Stargold who leads them to the top of the stretch the first time, and here he comes leading the field a length to Sweet Like Justice with Compact Saxon on the inside, 3 or 4 back to the rest of the field, Pacifique, and then Kiss Knight, 2 back to Crimson Warlord, Un Trunco Barato, and Lacuma. Stargold has really opened up out here. Stargold leading 3 lengths. Compact Saxon now with a head in front of Sweet Like Justice, and then comes Pacifique. But Pacifique is a good 10 lengths off the lead of Stargold. About 7 from 3rd to 4th. Then comes Kiss Knight. 3 back to Un Truco Barato, Crimson Warlord, and Lacuma. So as this field heads down the backstretch with 5 furlongs left to run, there are a good 15, 16 lengths from front to back led by Stargold. Over Compact Saxon and Sweet Like Justice, the only 2 in spitting distance. Then comes Pacifique, Kiss Knight, Un Truco Barato, Crimson Warlord, and Lacuma is last. So now they're rounding the far turn, and it's Stargold they've got to catch. Stargold 2 lengths clear of Compact Saxon. Sweet Like Justice is backing up a little bit. Pacifique would still have to make up 6 to win this. Un Truco Barato getting involved. Crimson Warlord, Kiss Knight has dropped back, and Lacuma, they're running down the stretch, 3/16 to go. And Stargold has led every step of the way. Stargold is still 2 lengths clear in the Canadian Breeders. Un Truco Barato has run up into second now. Compact Saxon is done. Crimson Warlord coming from the back of the pack. But the closers had way too much to do as Stargold trots home in the Breeders. Stargold wins it over Un Truco Barato, Crimson Warlord, Compact Saxon, and Pacifique. The official winner is Stargold, a 3-year-old chestnut colt by Coltrane out of Queensland by Summerland. This is a Nick Gilmore bred owned by Dave Trainer, who is now 7 for 9 lifetime. Now we move over to Chicago for the first time in the race that I keep threatening to cancel every year. This is the Grade 1 Secretariat Derby, and we have a field of just 5. Please don't smash my vampire book. Oh my gosh, the corner's bent. You're fighting now. Okay. On the fence for Lucas Davenport is homebred Avengers Good Night. 3 for 7 lifetime. He won the Surefire Derby back week 7 in Hawaii. And then most recently was second in the Metropolitan Turf Derby by a neck. And the horse who beat him isn't in this race, I don't think. Yeah, no. That's weird. Where's that horse? Number 2 for Bill Deach. Very happy to have Bill Deach back, and that is the Gray Man, a son of Amor de Verano. 2 for 6 lifetime. Won the Grade 1 South African Derby 2 back, 4th behind Cinema in the London Derby. Number 3, Allen Jumps Inside. Poke Buffalo, homebred by Impacts, is 2 for 8. Hasn't won since a non-winners of 2 week 1 of this year. This guy has run very consistently. 11, 13, 15, 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, and now 12. He did get that 2.5 week break between 7 and 10. Number 4, Nature Boy Ric Flair for Ryan Whitehead, the homebred by Dramatizations out of Showgirl Flair, 2 for 7. Coming off a non-winners of 2 victory with a 94, I feel like Ryan probably hoped this guy was going to be a little bit better than he has been. He did break his maiden with an 89. Let's see if he improves off that listed win. Sorry, I meant non-winners of 2 win. Rounding out the field for Tim Matthews, this is Set My World on Fire, a filly by Artilleryman, who did win the local prep for this race. That is the Lucrezia Borgia Stakes. 4th against boys in the Grade 1 Louisville Derby. Before that, won the NorCal Bun Barrette. And this is last year's Stewards Cup winner of the Bun Barrette as well. That's your field. Did you guys bet? Did you bet? Darcy, I Live and Die by Fresca. All right. We got to get on it or we're going to be late. They're in the gate for the Secretariat Derby. They're off. One step slow for the filly Set My World on Fire. The Gray Man goes out to lead, and on the fence there's Avengers Goodnight, and those two kicking away from Set My World on Fire towards the outside. Nature Boy Ric Flair tucks in, and then comes Allen Jumps inside, and that is your field as they run around the clubhouse turn, led by the Gray Man and Avengers Goodnight. Those two are dueling early. They're 2 lengths clear of Set My World on Fire. Another 2 back to Nature Boy Ric Flair, and then Allen Jumps inside would have 6 to make up to win it. The Gray Man shakes clear now as they turn down the backstretch, and the Gray Man has opened up a little bit on Avengers Goodnight. Those two are probably 5 lengths clear of Set My World on Fire, who tracks happily in third. 7 lengths back to Nature Boy Ric Flair, and then another length to Allen Jumps inside. No change yet, as they've got 4.5 to run. It's the Gray Man. Avengers Goodnight. Now here comes Set My World on Fire making her move, and she's moving up on the outside of Avengers Goodnight. Nature Boy Ric Flair trying to get involved, and then Allen Jumps inside, and they're rounding the far turn. And the Gray Man is the horse to catch. The Gray Man is opened up 2 lengths on Set My World on Fire, who's closing steadily into that pace. Avengers Goodnight backs up. Here's Nature Boy Ric Flair up into third, then Allen Jumps inside. They're running down the stretch, and Set My World on Fire sets her sights on the Gray Man. She moves past him now and is opening up. Set My World on Fire. She looks the colts in the eye and she runs away. Set My World on Fire is going to win the Secretariat Derby over the Gray Man, Nature Boy Ric Flair, and Avengers Goodnight. The official winner is Set My World on Fire. She's a 3-year-old black filly by Artilleryman out of Set My Heart on Fire by Summerland. This is a homebred for Tim Matthews, who is now 5 for 8 lifetime. That was a very sharp training spot thing for him. Because she could have, that horse, not Tim, could have run in the Beverly Bee, which is up next, and has a short field. But why do that when that has some crazy fillies in it, when you could win a Grade 1 against the boys? So now we are at that $500,000 Beverly Bee Stakes. And we have a field of just 6. But what a field it is. On the fence, for Andrew James is Mashadar. Mashadar is by First Class, 4 for 13 lifetime. Hasn't won in a good long while, but has been top 3 9 times. 4th in Grade 1 Company last out, and before that 2nd in the Grade 2 Riddle Me This on Derby Day. Number 2, Fighting Kitty, which is funny because I'm sitting in my library watching the entry clerk dangle a toy for 2 cats who want to battle each other and the toy. So Fighting Kitty, hunch bet of the night. 14 starts, has been top 2 10 times. This is a multiple graded stakes winner who is running for Stina Vika. $281,000 earned and coming off a big win in Japan. Number 3, Tearless RF for Laura Ferguson. Tammy Fox bred this daughter of Anton, who has earned $2.3 million. 2nd in the Stewards Cup last year, 2nd in the Pegasus. She won the Desert Duty Free over a whole bunch of nice horses, including Imperio. And then last out, missed by a length to Shadow Star in the Grade 1 World Traveler Handicap. This is a 5-time Grade 1 winner. Can they beat Tearless RF today? Number 4, Ryan Whitehead with Only One Word. The daughter of Only One is 5 for 14, been top 2 9 times. 3rd in Grade 1 Company last out, behind Shadow Star and Tearless RF. Last victory before that was the Texas Oaks last year, but always knocking on the door in the biggest races. Number 5 is Shadow Star, your Grade 1 winner of the World Traveler last out. 7th in the Stewards Cup for Carol Hansen last year. She did run in the Grade 1 Chicago Million last year against the boys in the big race and finished 2nd in that event. Let's see if she can do better this year in the girls' race. Rounding out the field for Gigi Go Faster is Beware of Love. The daughter of Stillfire has only run 6 times, 1 win in 4 seconds. Guys, she just broke her maiden last out, and that was in Egypt. This would be a big task. It's post time for the Beverly Bee. Craig McGee is betting the Laura F. Pixel Pony. They're off in the Beverly Bee Stakes, and Tearless RF down to her knees at the start. Shadowstar is going to take advantage and get away from her early. Shadowstar opening up here in the Beverly Bee. Mashadar and now Tearless RF hustled up to be in second. Only One Word takes back Fighting Kitty, and Beware of Love is at the back of the field. And that field is led by Shadowstar, who's a length clear of Tearless RF, and they've got 2 on Mashadar, 4 back to Only One Word. Then comes Fighting Kitty and Beware of Love, 7 lengths front to back. They're led by Shadowstar, who's in control of the Beverly Bee over Tearless RF, tracking happily in second. 2 lengths back to Mashadar, 4 to Only One Word. Then comes Fighting Kitty, and Beware of Love is the trailer. They're rounding the far turn now, and they've got to catch Shadowstar. She's had it all her own way, but here comes Tearless RF, and she's making her mood, and these 2 are now 3 lengths clear of the rest. Mashadar, Only One Word, and Fighting Kitty, and they're running down the stretch, and it's a 2-horse race. Shadowstar and Tearless RF, they're 4 lengths clear of Only One Word. Fighting Kitty closing 2. It's Shadowstar going all out, trying to hold off Tearless RF. They're 4 clear. Shadowstar, Tearless RF, it's going to be Shadowstar to win the Beverly Bee in a gate-to-wire performance over Tearless RF, then Only One Word and Fighting Kitty. The official winner is Shadowstar, a 5-year-old black mare by Improvisational, out of Starfire by Phenomenal One. This is a homebred for Carol Hansen, who is now 11 for 21 lifetime. This is a 2-time Stewards Cup winner. Carol, you know you want to sell her to me for like $20 million bucks. Right now. Let's go. You and me. All right, guys, it's time for the big one of the night, the $1 million Chicago Million, and we have a field of just 6. I was kind of talking this field a little bit earlier this week. I didn't really feel like it's that good. It is top heavy, especially with the top 2. I don't know about the top 3, but let's get right into it. We actually have an unraced horse in here. Dramatic Star for Ryan Whitehead is a daughter of With Drama. She has never run before, so I guess we're about to find out what she's made of. Obviously, she's the longest shot of the field. She is a stakes galloper. And she's also entered for Friday in a grade 3 stake. I kind of wonder if he thought that's where he should run, but let's see where she ends up. Number 2, for Cleopatra, Trailblazing. Last year's ARC winner has come back to win the Saudi Turf Cup and the Desert Turf Classic this year. Lost the Pellegrini last out behind John Wick, finished 3rd, beaten a length and a half. Excuse me. The son of Shahryar is 9 for 13 lifetime. He's already earned $4.4 million. Number 3 is your Pellegrini winner, and this is John Wick for Stormy Peak. The homebred son of Improvisational is just a 3-year-old, so to win the Pellegrini last out is very impressive to beat older horses. Before that, he won the Grade 1 Brisbane Derby. Now, what's impressive about his second place effort in the Louisville Bunbury is that he came from Australia to Kentucky just 2 weeks later, ran second in the Bunbury, and then he went down to South America because why not? Now he's here in Chicago. I really would love to know what Stormy's plan is to go from week 4 in Australia, week 6 in Kentucky, week 9 in wherever that was, Argentina, week 12 in Chicago. Do you go 12, 14, 16? Like, you kind of have to since it's 12 Monday. Or you don't run week 16 and you go play some other game. Or you stay on the Monday schedule and run in the Los Camp. Okay, anyway, that's John Wick. Number 4 is the other millionaire in the field, and that is Quintilla for Danny Derby. The son of Impacts is 7 for 18, 1.1 million earned. He's coming off a win in the German International Cup. Before that was second behind Trailblazing in the Saudi Turf Cup. And he also was 11th. I do believe that was last in the Pegasus Turf Cup. This guy's knocking on the door. I think he's earned that $1 million the hard way. He is a multiple graded winner, including the Grade 1 Spring Classic and the Grade 1 Hong Kong Turf Cup. But does he have it in him to beat the two big horses in here? Number 5, Larry Bird, Stormy's other horse. And this guy, I don't think he's in here as a rabbit. I'm not sure why he's in here other than to maybe give her more money as a consolation if she loses with John Wick, which is understandable. The son of Stillfire is just a 3-year-old as well. 3 for 8, fourth in the French Derby behind Stargold. Well, you heard how Stargold did earlier this day. Before that won a listed stake in Texas. And rounding out the field is Slinky for Eric Nalbone. The son of Leopard is 3 for 6. Coming off a non-winners of 3 victory. Before that was 5th. Beaten just 5 lengths in the Louisville Bunbury. He was a Grade 3 winner earlier this year. He knocked heads with Larry Bird, who defeated him earlier this year. So Slinky I think Slinky would have been a very, very good choice in that Secretariat Derby earlier today. But he's here against the older horses because a lot of money on the line. All right, did you guys get your bets in before we call it? Stormy's chasing the big bucks. That's legit. Larry Bird turned freak. Insert obvious joke here. All right, let's go. This is the Chicago Million, one of the best turf races of the year. They are off. And it's a perfect beginning for all 6 runners. Slinky from the outside is rushed up to take command. Quintilla going to go after him, and then Trailblazing, who settles down in 3rd. And those 3 are opening up on Dramatic Star on the fence. Then comes John Wick, and Larry Bird, his stablemate, is at the back of the field. So it is Slinky leading a length around the clubhouse turn ahead of Quintilla and Trailblazing. Those 2 in parade formation have 3 lengths on Dramatic Star. John Wick alongside that one, and then comes Larry Bird, and we're about 7 lengths front to back. Led by Slinky, who turns down the backstretch, clear of Quintilla in 2nd. And then 4 lengths back to the ARC winner, and that's Trailblazing sitting in 3rd. Another 3 or so back to Dramatic Star, then comes John Wick, and Larry Bird is the trailer. They're all chasing the heels of Slinky, who's running past the half-mile pole ahead of Quintilla and Trailblazing. Now Trailblazing's getting closer, and now Trailblazing's coming on to tackle Quintilla and Slinky. Dramatic Star, John Wick on their heels too, and Larry Bird. It's still anyone's race as they round the far turn. Slinky has opened up. He's a length clear of Trailblazing, who's coming on swiftly. John Wick getting involved, Quintilla and Dramatic Star, and they go sweeping into the lane, and Slinky spits the bit. It's Trailblazing who takes over. John Wick running down the center of the track from the outside. Trailblazing and John Wick, they're 4 lengths clear. It's Trailblazing, John Wick coming at him, and it's John Wick who gets up to take the Chicago Million over Trailblazing. Then comes Slinky, who held 3rd, Quintilla, Larry Bird, and Dramatic Star. The official winner is John Wick, a 3-year-old chestnut colt by Improvisational out of the Great Mare Ruffian by Night's Quiet. This is a homebred for Stormy Peak, who is now 5 for 9 lifetime and goes over the $2 million mark, I do believe, or is like dollar short if he doesn't. That is your broadcast for tonight. Now, guys, I have to be completely honest. I am planning on doing Friday night's broadcast with the Midsummer Classic and the Midsummer Oaks and the Oceanside Classic, but I cannot guarantee it. So I'm hoping that'll happen. Let's look who's in those races, though, shall we? That should be fun. Let's see. The Oceanside Classic. Anubis is in there. Bala is in there. Sa Diablo is in there. I'm a big fan of that one. And, of course, Fateful Kiss. Did I already say him? I don't know. And then in the Midsummer Classic, he's back. Eddie Stone, who nearly won the Triple Crown, takes on Larkspur, who tried really, really hard to beat him in all those races. And this is the first time that the unbeaten Matthias actually faces a decent field because she forgot to nominate him to the Triple Crown. So that's going to be a good one. I'm pumped about that. Doesn't mean I'm promising to call it, but I'll probably call it. All right, guys, results are running. It's been lovely. So glad you were here tonight, but not glad enough to stay. Goodbye.